Hey, what is going on? You already know it's your boy Ace of Cross Culture. We back at it with ATAS episode 72. All right. I got my co-host here. Doesn't really need an introduction, as he always says from me, but some of the people might not know who you are. If this is the first time tuning in, go ahead, hit them off real quick.
Oh, well, it's your boy Tipsy Japan back with another episode of ATAS Across Time and Space. If y'all don't know, now you know.
Episode 72. So, man, we are mature out here. This is not our first rodeo, as people would say. Not our first time around the block, you know.
Well, you know, the audience, like these folks that have been on for the ride, man. This is 72 episodes, but it's also 2 years of episodes. Yeah, I mean, like when you say, because it's a weekly thing, so you think like, all right, how long have they been, out here? Maybe it's been like a year and, like 20 weeks or so, but it's actually been 2 full years of goodness gracious.
Double mugs. Yeah. And if you want to get yours, you already know. Link is in the description. We got the ATAS mug. We might get some more stuff out there if there's an interest. We have the ability to do so. If that's what the people want, then that's what the people shall receive.
If they want a giveaway, they have to wait for the anniversary episodes, right? But if they want to just go get their cup right now, it's right there. It's right there.
Right there.
Yep. And we'll come out with different merch if the requests are there as well. Make sure you not just leave a message in the, hold on, how do you always say it? It's not a message in the live comments, but it's a message in the real
comment section. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Comment section.
That's for those who watch after the show, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you're watching it during, then you have the ability to throw a real comment or throw the live comment and we can interact with you. But if you're watching after, you're watching the recording, then definitely drop it in the comment section. We try to get to all the comments because we still want that interaction.
Exactly, man.
Right. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to jump right into it. We have Disrupting the Game from the Bronx to the Top of Nintendo by Reggie Fils-Aimé. This is going over chapter 4. Right?
Okay.
Hold on.
Good. So, man, you got a nice long full banner going on over here on the YouTube side. But yeah, and it's Reggie Fils-Aimé. That's what they were saying in the
Fils-Aimé, yeah,
in the comments last week. So appreciate that. I appreciate the feedback, folks, because I'm not from Haiti, but this man is, and he grew up in the Bronx, and he's an example of what can be done with focus, dedication, discipline, and the 3 threes. The three different things.
The 3 threes.
The 3 threes. The 3 things that he talked about in chapter 4. I'm sure they're going to be showcased, but yeah. It's a good blueprint. It's a good step in the right direction. What we got on what's the soup du jour today?
All right. So, in this chapter, a few different things came up. I'm not sure that I'm going to capitalize on the 3 things that you are talking about specifically.
I ain't talking about nothing. Whatever you talk about. Go ahead.
We are going to start with one question. What does your culture look like? And when I was listening to this chapter, of course, I'm reminded of Jay-Z when he said, "I do it for the culture." To show them what a look like, so that's there. And then you have, more recent, you have Lizzo. They don't know I do it for the culture. Oh yeah. So there's, in the Black community, we have a lot of people saying, I do it for the culture. 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 So we're going to talk about 2 different types of culture. I talk about your culture and then work culture. I'm going to transition it to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So just want to hit on both of those.
You already knew I was gonna leap to the culprit culture.
Yeah.
The culprit culture. Nah, but okay. So talking about my personal ethnic background type of culture first.
I don't know. Is that your culture? Is that your culture?
Ooh.
Because I have a different understanding of the word culture. I have a really different understanding of the word culture.
All right. Now this means that I guess I'm identifying with some of the Japan that I'm in, but bunka. All right. Bunka is culture in Japan, right? And it's interesting. I don't know why, it's not that I don't know why they came up with that, but the words for culture, the kanji characters for it are literature, writing,
okay,
and the character for changing
the writing, or writing down the changes.
More like the changes that happen through what is written, I guess. And I think it melds well with this idea of cross culture, because you have, you got the cross right here, and it's a stable, it's unmoving, unwavering. This is, the most important moment in history, and everything that led up to it and everything that led after it. Like, that's the cross, what that kind of represents to me. All right. In that same sense, you have bunka. You have one word that kind of describes what is going on at that time. That was a really important, I think, thing for human history, to write it down, to say, this is what's happening at the time. If it be cave writings and you put that, fingerprints or handprints on the wall to say, this is what's happening. This is, where the animals are grazing. This is, a hint to the next people to come after us. That was the beginning of writing, cave writings. And that's what culture looked like at that time. Now, as we leave a mark for others, as we, pave our way, in a way, we're defining the culture by what we do. And I'd say that how that changes and how people react to it is culture, right? How you react to what's written down and what's expressed, and how you make that your own and then run with it. That's what culture is. So, in Japan, when I look to say, all right, this is what you guys have seen about my culture, but this is also what I'm leaving here so that you guys know that this is what my culture is. And what they do to run with it, what I do to run with that is culture. So what they've seen about American culture is that we're very individualistic. We're, in the pursuit of happiness, in the pursuit of our own, maybe selfish thing. And then as a result, that's going to be, a benefit towards other people, that we're pursuing that internal gift that we have. I think in a way that's a type of stereotype, but also it's something you can take and run with, you come here and you can see that difference between Japanese style culture and American style culture. And I'd like to say that I believe in that American ideal, that I myself have something to contribute, but I don't embody that idea by itself. It's just a label, it's just a label. It's a good starting point, but it's not the end point.
I see. Okay.
Is that specific enough?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. I feel like you're trying to be like politically correct, and you're talking in a few circles, man. Just say what it is, man. Say what it is.
Say what the culture is.
Just say what it is, man.
I don't think it can just be defined as one word.
I'm not saying that it's one word. So the thing about culture is that people often make it synonymous with your ethnic background. But is that to say that all Black people have the same experience?
No.
So the way that I equivocate culture is how you are raised. You know, the rules, mores in your own household, because you might have the same culture as somebody who's Japanese, just because, oh, you know, we always went to church on Sunday, you know, we clean the house on Saturdays, and, you know, it might be like lined up. You might have basically the same culture, but be from completely different sides of the world, completely different ethnic backgrounds. And usually there's some bigger force that denotes your culture. So that would be something like religion, you know, things like that. And sometimes ethnic background does play a large role, but it's not to say that it's the only role to be played.
No. You know, food plays a major role. The religion plays a major role. The music plays a major role. All these things are things that you come in contact with as you're growing up, as you're, you know, going out there and living your life. And, you know, the more you have of that type of thing, the more people think that you're part of that culture. But it's not a guarantee that that's actually what it is. It's just that's what you feel most comfortable with because that's what you've done, you know.
All right. So if we go with the
corporate
kind of well, if we go with the idea of culture as how you are raised, then we can make an easy transition into corporate culture. Because when you come into the company, you're supposed to come in with an empty cup. You know, you're not supposed to say, well, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what needs to be done. Well, you're not going to learn anything. You know? So now the question is, what have you learned from your work culture?
I've learned how to wing it. Because you get look, you get training, right? That's one thing. But when you actually get in that room and you by yourself with the other person and you're trying to get them from point A to B, all those little things that you've learned along the way are going to take up about 30%. And the rest you're going to have to figure out on the spot how to center this thing around this other person, how to establish a goal with that person, how to really help them to become able to communicate better than they currently can in whatever area that they decide that they want to do. And they could just say something, I don't want to do anything that I've paid for from this book. I want to do something else. Help me out. They might not even be able to express the words help me out. They might just be like, help me. And you figure it out. All right. Like you learn how to catch, how to play catch. And they say that language is catchball, right? But when the other person is a customer, not really just a student, then they are throwing all kinds of things at you. Flinging it way up here. And you just learn how to reach up and then toss it back. Reach up, reach down low, toss it back. It's a different type of catchball. It's not just, hey. No. You learn how to listen, shut up, figure it out. Okay, find the value in whatever the person is saying and then give it back to them in such a way that they can give you more.
Okay.
So I've learned how to do that.
All right.
How about you?
One of the things that I learned that's practical is when you make a mistake on paper. So if you're writing something and for whatever reason, like you spelled something wrong, or, the client changes their mind on the answer that they gave you, it's like one strike through, initial, and then the actual. So to me, that's a learned behavior. It was before, it was like, you want to scribble it out. Like, don't look at this. This was not meant to be read, and then just write it. But no, it's one strike through, initial, what you actually want to be seen.
Well, that's
just one practical thing. That's just a very practical thing. I've learned a lot more, but that's a very big practical thing.
That's what they do in Japan. You don't sign it though. You put your hanko in it, which is
no. It's not to sign. Oh, for a mistake.
Where you would put the initials, we actually sign with your seal, and then actually write what everything is. Yeah. Ooh. Makes it official.
But I mean, everybody has stamps in Japan. In America, it's not a thing. Only really important people have stamps. Anyone can buy one. You can get a stamp made of your signature, but
not stamp.
Not everybody does.
A seal.
Oh no, yeah, it's a signet. It's not like a big. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. So Reggie in this chapter talked about the hiring process. The hiring process at Procter and Gamble, and how he was part of the hiring process, and he brought somebody in who was quote quote not fit for the position. Right? We have challenging the status quo. So do you remember why they didn't want this this person to make, or well, to be final applicant?
There's something to do with her demographic kind of thing. I think she was a girl. No. Was that it? I mean, I remember something about that.
All right. Give me a second, because I'm gonna put up something. Now I got the second half of this, but you got the first half.
Okay. She wasn't weird enough.
Okay, go ahead.
I know that's where you're going. White, educated, in what was I?
Look, I know that you are the one who put me onto this, so
okay, white. It's white, educated, industrialized, rich, democracy.
Democrat. Democracy? A person can't be a democracy?
No. Democracies. It's in
democracy.
Yeah, right. It's countries that they're looking at, for research. So yeah,
countries. I thought it was the individual.
They don't have to be democratic. No, it's not political. It's not political.
It's not political.
No.
That was when I looked it up briefly, and that's what I had gotten. Democrat. So I know that WASP is white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. So that's religion. It plays a major role there. But because this was a young, I won't say young girl, but she's like fresh out of college, and she paid her own way through college. She wasn't an old white guy. They were kind of like, why do you think that this applicant needs to be here? It's like, well, she shows grit and determination, just like I have. She's working for, she's not being given. So I'm not, not to say like, oh, all of Procter and Gamble is corrupt and it's all nepotism. No, but what it comes down to is that Reggie saw something in her that he saw in himself.
Yes.
And
people like to hire people like them.
Yes. And that's a big thing. So the rest of the board was like, yeah, we want to hire, people who graduated from the same schools as us and who look like us and who have the same experience as us. That kind of goes back to culture. But Reggie was saying, okay, well, my culture taught me to be a hard worker, taught me to work my way through, taught me to figure it out and not depend on others. So he saw that and he was like, okay, she's a finalist.
Yeah. Ain't like it.
That's what it is. I mean, yeah, they were speaking all types of stuff. Right. But I just wanted to bring that up because we're not weird or wasps. It's sometimes I look at board meetings and board members. I'm just like, okay, everybody's kind of the same, and being the minority in culture.
You said
white Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
Like the same thing?
Anglo-Saxon?
Yeah.
Anglo-Saxon.
English. I don't know what the Saxons.
Anglo-Saxon. It's a hyphenated word.
Yeah, I know Anglo is Anglican, so English, right? But then the Saxon, I don't know.
The Saxony. It's
Saxony.
Also region there. So you came from that region. Anglo-Saxon, it's like saying English.
And Saxon. What is the Saxon region?
Saxony. Like it's France? All in England. It's all over there. Yeah, it's not just like, Anglo-Saxon. No, it's Anglo-Saxon.
I almost imagine it was someplace in like France or like the other part of Europe on the
not to my knowledge
of Europe, this side of the Berlin Wall. It always felt that way.
Not side of the Berlin Wall. It's there's another wall that's in England. It's in England, but it's a different wall to chop England in half, basically. And there was a war fought over those two, and then everything just mixed. To my knowledge, I mean, if you got it in the comment, definitely correct me.
Thank you. That's important. That's important. You know, I was just reading last night something along those very same lines, that we're always selling. That's part of the corporate culture too. Corporate, I can't say that. The corporate culture is that you're always selling something. That's something you learn in business. Even now, we're selling. You are buying. You're trading. You're exchanging your time by yourself for doing something else. You have a different opportunity cost, but you're exchanging that time to spend with us, and we appreciate that. We are selling you a better product for your time, more bang for your buck, and you are important. You are important, and we appreciate your time that you're spending with us, even if you don't have your own stamps, like one of the people in our comment section right now. I don't make enough. I'm making
enough to have my own stamp yet.
Yeah, but that's all right.
I'm right there with you.
You are enriching yourself with your time with us.
Yes. You not have to be rich to be enriched.
That's true.
All right. So I want to move on to a few other points. We got a little bit of time.
That's good.
Big brothers and big sisters. So we're talking about the
big brothers.
Talking about how important it is to have mentors and mentorship. You know, I don't know how many people are old enough to remember the big brothers and big sisters of America. You know, they were super big in the 90s. There's still one in this area, and I went past it, and it was just kind of crazy. But is this an important thing to you? Have you ever had a mentor? Do you have one now?
You know, I think I noticed it really late. When I was a university student, I had a mentor in my professor. There was a certain professor who said something about me when I had locks. No, he said it after I got rid of my locks. He said that you represented something bigger than yourself when you had the locks. I was like, well, why didn't you say that before I cut them? You know, he's like, why did you cut your locks? And I was, Dr. Ramdas, why didn't you just say that you like the locks? You know, like I would spend all that time out in Japan. I was doing different things, and he was like, you represented, the opportunity or the chance to do something different, and to be something on other side of the world. Even it didn't matter what you were doing. The fact that you were going out there and doing it, and you looked a certain way, like you had that about you. And I was like, well, do I still have it just because I cut my hair? Is it not there anymore? But it looks different, All right, Doc. Maybe I'll grow my hair back someday. He was a mentor. In a way, he didn't necessarily tell me what I could do with the opportunities I had in front of me, though. And that's the way that Reggie said it. It's like you have coaches that'll tell you what to do, mentors that'll speak with you, and then sponsors that will speak well about you in other circles. And yeah, I mean, I think in order to get promoted within the company, you certainly need sponsors that'll vouch for you, that'll refer you. And when they have those conversations, like, okay, is he a good one to bring onto the team? Then someone who's already on the team or someone whose voice is respected gets an opportunity to dig you up. As a coach.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, I feel like it is important. I never really had the opportunity to have a mentor. Didn't really find out about mentorship until pretty late in life. But I mean, I'm not trying to go out and mentor anybody, but I try to make teachable moments. So even if somebody's not like officially like, hey, you know, I want you as my mentor, but hey, you know, this is a way to do something. This is another way to do it. You know, that's just kind of what it is.
Now, I'm not going to push back. But I'm going to hold it right there, because you got opportunities to coach, which means to speak to someone, speak with someone as the mentor, and opportunities to speak well about someone else. And you just said, I think that you were saying that you don't feel that you're a mentor, but do you speak with people about how to get through their situation better?
Definitely.
So you are mentoring, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Not in a full capacity. So yeah, I mean, for me, I take not an official capacity. I will take advice into consideration from just about anybody. But that doesn't mean it's like, this person is my mentor. This person I always run to. This person, no. It's like, okay, you know what? There might be a little bit of truth there. Let me take it, digest it. That's not really right for me. You can keep that. Okay, this other piece though, I can take a piece of this and then combine it with something else that I heard or did, and then boom. But not official capacity.
It feels like what you're saying is that I don't know what it takes to have to bring to that official capacity, but I think that you have to accept that person as your coach or mentor or sponsor to really make it sink in. Is that what you're saying? Because
I'm saying that it's the other way around. Because if you want to be the mentor, or if you want somebody to be your mentor, then you usually have to ask them. You have to let them know that you value their opinion and you value their not status, but their stance on certain things. To say, you know what, I would like to be your mentee, or I would like you to be my mentor. You know, because anybody can give advice, and yes, you may, in that conversation, that person may be your mentor, but it's not in that official capacity. It's like every person can hold a child, but does that make them a parent?
Right. There has to be an agreement then.
Yeah.
Between the mentor and the mentee that this is that relationship.
Yes, definitely.
I see. Very nice.
Definitely has to be that.
I've never had that conversation.
Neither have I.
On either side of it. I'd like to.
On either side. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, you know. It just means that maybe you'll be a mentor. You'll be the mentor that you never had to somebody else.
I do strive to do that, though. I think I'm at that point in my life where I strive to give people advice, and that goes back to what Kudo Fin is all about, folks. You know, the black Kudo in Japanese, you know, the black fin that we have as our symbol. It's a representative of being a pack, of this animal moving through uncharted waters. And we look to lead and help others behind us reach one, teach one, as it regards to financial literacy in Japan.
Okay.
You know, having a little bit of your own in Japan. And it comes with, you know, education, it comes with networking, and it comes with a brand image and an idea that we represent. So big ups to Kudo Fin We had our first meeting today at St. Mark Cafe at Kaihi Makahari, and we will continue to have those types of meetings going forward as we expand our network.
All right. So if you're
shameless plug.
If you're in the area for Kudo Fin, I don't know if it's being made available over the interwebs yet, but if you're in the area, definitely, head over to TPC Japan and throw a comment on one of his videos. Hey, what's going on with that Kudo Fin?
There you go. It's Kudo Fin, the English or Japanese kind of pronunciation. Kudo Fin, finance fin, right? Or financial. Yeah.
Like staying in the black finances.
Oh, I'm not saying that. It's not saying that. Look, folks, this is a disclaimer. We're not saying that any other ethnicity is not like.
No. Staying in the black versus staying in the red.
Oh yeah, like that.
Wow. You made it something very different, very fast.
No, I mean, but people kind of think that automatically. And look, we're reaching out to our people, but everybody is, more than welcome to join the conversation. That's the point.
Okay.
I feel like misrepresented, especially as foreigners living in Japan. They're not concerned. If you don't speak their language, then unfortunately, even with the law is set up, they can't sell you these things like I don't know, not derivatives, but insurance packages and stock options. None of that good stuff is if you don't understand Japanese. Sorry, all the contracts are in Japanese, and so we need it's actually a service. We need help. Somebody to go in there and help us out and sort the whole thing out, and also push us in that direction and say, hey, if you're gonna be here for the long haul, retirement's a thing. Getting sick is a thing. You want medical insurance, and yeah. Why do you want it? Here, let me walk you through it with the people. So we're here for the people, and that's an important part of the culture.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that just about does it for today's episode. But how I always say, until next time, stay prayed up and be blessed. What you got for him, TPC?
Hey, you already know what it is. Go ahead and get yourself a pen, a pad, write it down.
Yeah.
It's been your boy TPC Japan over here in Cross Culture, telling you that that's what it is. Peace.